like
Okay.
the he apparently in 2019 he wrote Thumb Wars 9, The Thighs of Sky Skipper. So if you want to know,
Chuck, I've got a job for you, Chuck.
oh,
Chuck from the Bavcast, calling Chuck from the Bavcast.
I'm I'm sure that he is well aware of the Thumb Wars movies that are all the worst. He wrote the screenplay for Bruce Almighty. I didn't know that.
Which is fine.
Wonder
It's
when a
okay.
good time
Wait, is
would
that the
be.
second one or the first one?
No,
First
that's
one.
the
Bruce is
first
the
one.
first
Oh, okay.
one.
That
Yeah.
one's fine. I like the second one a lot. Evan Almighty. He wrote that too. I like that one better. Don't tell anyone.
Like, whatever happened to like the movie genre of people getting godlike powers? Because there's
Yeah.
those Click with Adam Sandler.
Oh God. Yeah.
Oh my God, Bat Thumb, Thumb Wars,
Fucking
Stupid ass thumb
Franken
movies.
Thumb, the
So
the
dumb.
God Thumb. I have never seen any of those. I was aware of them, never watched them.
The thing is, I think I've watched one or two, and they're literally exactly what you expect them to be, and they're way dumber.
Yeah, yeah, because I remember Kung Fu or not crap. What was the movie?
Kung Pao.
What? Kung Pao. Thank you.
Yeah.
Led me into Kung Fu, which then led me into like what was it? The Shaolin soccer thing.
Oh, Shaolin Soccer's so good.
Yeah, there was
I
like
haven't
a
seen.
whole there was like a whole rabbit hole of events that led me into like some weird sections of the movie industry that I'm like, I kind of like all of this.
Yeah. Those movies are good.
I think Shaolin Soccer was a movie that I bought because it was on deep discount at my local CEX, which was a used trade-in store, which I would go in because people would do stuff like 10 in limited edition Akiras and not know what they were selling, and the
Oh
shop
wow.
would not know what they were, well, yeah, and then the shop would not know what they were buying, so then you get like a super limited run of like Akira or other animes that was like £4 because they did not have like the
Right.
IMEI codes for it correct.
Yep. They're like, I don't know, with
Okay.
this steel book with an animation cell in it, whatever, like £5. Who cares? It's like scoop. Oh man. Okay. You guys ready to start this thing?
Yeah.
Yup.
All right, starting
Dumb
in.
questions in the chat.
Yeah, well, you know. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Moonpeer.
Howdy. I forgot to get my notes out. Notes
Yeah.
meaning tablet.
And the Nimp.
Hello.
Patreon.com/E1M1. The ones are numbers. Check us out there. $5 a month. You get everything. All the cool early access behind the scenes. Moon and I just started the first recording of season 7. Thank you to everyone who voted on that. We're going to watch the Alien quadrilogy. So we're getting that. If you want to watch or get those 2 months early, $5 a month on Patreon. And that's just a month, not per episode. We release a ton of stuff over there. So go check it out. Patreon.com/E1M1. Moon! What have you been
Yo.
playing this past week?
I don't know what to start with, honestly. I'm going to start with the easier of the two options.
Okay.
There's a theme with my games recently.
Oh, I love a theme.
Last week I was playing a game about fractured minds, and this week I'm playing a game called Rain on My Parade.
Oh, I downloaded this. I haven't played this yet.
I've been wanting to check this out with my daughter because I think she's going to get a real kick out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because it is ridiculously cute. It's a cardboard cutout cloud, and you have to rain on things. That's the entire mission statement of the game.
Yeah, the thing that I saw that sold me on it was someone said, it's Hitman, but you're a rain cloud. And I was like, great. Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's like, here is a bunch of dumpsters on fire, and this friendly dumpster is upset that the humans keep setting him on fire, so you have to put all the fires out of the dumpsters, and as a side objective, so-called the humans.
All right.
it works out pretty nicely.
Yeah.
It's I don't know how far I am through it. I don't know how long it is. I literally
It's
just
on Game
started
Pass
playing
for
it.
anyone listening.
Yes, it is. And trust me, most games I talk about will be on Game Pass from here on out for a while.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's one of those great games. This is one of the things that I love about Game Pass. Even if it's only $5 or $10, I would probably check it out eventually. But on Game Pass, it's like, all right, man, like this is essentially free. I'll download it. I'll check it out. Why not? Even if you only play it for an hour or two, you're like, yeah, that was a good time.
hmm And so far it has been. I trashed a school.
Okay.
Uh, they have some interesting humor in this game.
Okay.
There
Is there another raccoon that my daughter's gonna fall in love with?
Oh man.
No, she'll probably fall in love with the Cloud and the old man Cloud, who is like your tutorial giver.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this isn't gonna be like a Daddy Shark thing, is it? She's
Oh,
not gonna
no.
start counting in clouds for me.
I don't know because the huge giant Cloud, it's got a beard and like old man glasses and all that kinds of stuff, and it's like it's really cute and everything. And I just got the ability to do thunderstorms, so I can
Ooh.
crash lightning down.
There you go.
But it's cute for the kids and it has humor for the dads because, like, the third level in is the mission. It doesn't tell you what the level's called until you actually load it up. The third or fourth mission is like, here is a bomb, protect it. And it's like this square kind of level, and you're looking at it from above, obviously, because you're a Cloud, and you have to rain on these like operatives who are running up in like masks and with rifles to try and disarm the bomb. It's like a desert kind of level. Once you finish it, the level's called The Dust.
Okay. All right.
And I was like, really? Okay. Is that the only one you're going to do, or are you going to keep throwing out references like this?
Right. Is the next level just The Dust 2 and everyone's like, yeah, that one's way better?
No, the next level is just like a regular level, but it's got like offshoots. If you remember the chef game where you had to cook things, what's it called?
Overcooked?
Overcooked?
Overcooked, yes, where it had that map and it was like a line and you followed it and you only covered the levels as you go. It's got that kind of overworld to it.
Oh, like a Super Mario Brothers 3 sort of thing?
Yes, and like it's got offshoots which take you to secret levels, and the
nice.
whole premise of the game is it's a grandpa telling his kid a story to try and get the kid to go to sleep, and the grandpa's telling a story about a Cloud, but the kid's not interested in it until the Cloud starts raining on all the bullies.
Okay.
And so you have to mess up a birthday party for these bullies.
Okay.
And the way you do that is you hover above a car, which is putting oil into the sky, which you absorb the oil, and then you drain the oil on a fire, and then trail it across the map to destroy all the presents as the oil gets set on fire.
Jeez.
Wow.
That's great.
And minor spoilers. I can't remember the name of the level, but it's something like Cloud Gear Solid.
All right.
And it literally opens the level with a codec conversation.
Okay.
And a really bad digitized voice of this dude talking about how you've got to like go in and stop this anti-cloud weapon from being created.
Jeez.
And the whole overarching point of this is so that clouds can eventually go where they really want to go, where they're allowed to rain on anybody wherever they want to.
No.
And it's like heaven for clouds, and it's a wonderful mystical place called Seattle.
All right.
It's like as soon as I got that joke, I was like,
great.
You know what? I'm probably in like for the rest of this game.
You know what? Like you made the game that you wanted to make, and you had fun with it. Like,
yeah, there is a worm that's there to report bugs. Or like, it might be a worm, it might be someone else, but something else. But he's basically a bug reporter worm, and he's like, "Hey, if you find any bugs like me, report them to the devs. That would be great." Don't you think it's really depressing how all of these other characters get like like repeated parts and a bunch of lines, and here's me just sitting here, just having to tell you to report bugs to the devs. You know what? I hope you get all of the bugs. I hope you get them all. So screw you and you nasty developers. It's like,
Great.
okay, sure. You're making this really weird, like, fourth wall breaking cute cloud game that's got references for the grown-ups in the room kind of thing. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, sure. I'll go for it. Why not?
gotta check
I
that
will
out.
honestly probably finish that by next week. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Busy week coming up. But the only other thing I've been playing,
Oh
and I
no.
don't know how I feel.
Okay.
This is some weird anime thing that you jumped down.
No, dude, no. I wouldn't be embarrassed by that. I am embarrassed by this. I'm playing a PlayStation game.
Okay. That was not what I was expecting.
It will be because it's a PlayStation game on my Xbox.
Oh, MLB?
Oh, okay.
There we go.
I forgot to start that this week. Ugh. All right.
You might want to hold off on that for a little bit.
No. Okay.
So, I'm guessing neither of you two have played this game.
Not
No.
yet. No. The downloaded
Great.
it.
So I get to be the sports guy again. Great.
All right. Tuning
Yes, me
in
with
here.
Me with my tiny physique and complete lack of actual sporting aptitude, and I get to be the sport guy.
Oh, that's why we're podcasters, man.
Yes. To steal a joke from the Mighty Ducks, I have a body for podcasting.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of the Mighty Ducks, apparently they have a TV show that my kids are currently watching.
Oh,
That's where that joke came from. The
Okay.
trailer for that.
There you
new
go.
Wasn't aware of that until this past Friday.
Yeah. I saw the trailer, and I'm not going to lie, that joke made me laugh. Like,
yeah.
because it's like, look, you got kicked off from the team, just start your own team. And then his friend walks in, and his mother's like, look, teammates are showing up already. And then the friend who walks in goes, I have a body for podcasting. And I literally cracked up laughing.
That's
I
great.
was like, oh, okay, sure. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. But yes, back to the actual
Back to the baseball.
topic at hand. Yeah. So number one, I don't know baseball.
Okay. Okay.
Last time I watched baseball, the Indians were in the World Series finals against the Cubs.
All right.
That was a long time ago, by the way.
Yeah.
Trying to
Yeah.
place that. What is that, like 92?
No, that was it's like 5 or 6 years ago, I think it was.
Was it
when
really?
when the Cubs won the World Series, yeah. Because that was an interesting game. The last time I went to a baseball game was the local Rochester Red Wings, who was a feeder team for somebody I don't know.
There you
When it was $1 hot dog night. So, of course I
Yeah.
went. I
Yeah.
got like 6 hot dogs.
Got sick on hot dogs. Here we go.
So, I know very little about baseball. The last video game baseball I played was Super Mega Baseball, which is very arcadey and kind of cool. However, MLB isn't arcadey.
Oh, right.
MLB is all about the simulation.
MLB 21 is a sim.
Yeah. So, I can't hit a thing.
Okay. Okay. Are you just starting on like the default settings that they give you?
Yes. I put it.
I feel like that's a whole can of worms in and of itself.
It is, because the first thing you do when you start the game is like, what batting style do you want? Here is 7 different styles of batting.
Okay. I played MGS1. I played MGS2.
Yes. Then it gives you a demo. It lets you try each style out,
Oh, that's nice.
and then it's like, cool, you've selected your batting style. Now, what pitching style do you want?
Oh, God.
Here is 7 types of pitching, which includes right stick moving around and following a pattern with timing to throw the balls,
Oh no.
a 2-click power system,
Okay.
like fully analog, and then some other thing as well. There's like so many different styles. It's like, I'm going to go with the most basic batting, and I'm going to go with 2-click power for the pitching.
Sure.
As simple as I can get it. Well, the batting wasn't working because I literally can't hit anything with that batting style.
Mhm.
Like I just can't. I can't get my timing right. I can't get anything right at all. It feels like I'm just literally spinning my wheels trying to swing and miss at everything.
Mhm.
And to make it even better, I decided I'm just going to go straight into Road to the Show,
Okay.
which
Is
is
that the
basically
campaign,
it's their career mode. Yes.
Okay.
Right.
So I haven't played a baseball game in a while, and I decided I'm going to play the career mode where you start as a AA league player.
Okay, that's cool at least.
So you have to work your way up to the major leagues. It's not good confidence when you can't hit anything and you don't know if it's because your timing is off or the stats are low.
Thinking they should have started you off at kickball, worked your way up to softball,
That's
and then double
that's
A.
right. Little T-ball here or there.
Yeah, maybe give me like a college baseball level thing just to get me into.
Can I go to
swing
the
of
batting
doing.
cages?
So that's
Okay.
where things get interesting.
Okay.
So Road to the Show has the calendar function that you'll see on all of these career modes,
Mm,
and on your off days you can go and do training.
sure. You work
Doesn't
up your
tell you how
social
to
links.
do the training.
Right.
Like, it literally doesn't tell you how to do it. Like, at any point you hit the start button in that menu and you can be like, cool, go to the practice field. That's not increasing your stats, though,
Okay.
because that's not the right kind of training.
Okay.
So what you actually have to do is when you load up the calendar and you get to one of those off days, you have to sim to that date, and then it automatically brings up the training options that you have in front of you, which, based on your level and the facilities you have available, changes what type of training you have available to you to do.
Okay.
And now it gets really weird
Oh.
because I'm like, yeah, I could do with trying to get better at figuring out the contact zone. So basically, the place where when the ball comes over, it's a strike. I need to be able to identify that better, and I need to be able to time my swings better.
Mm.
So you're like, this skill here, this is the thing you want to train on to improve those stats for your character. It's like, cool,
Perfect.
I'm going to go and do that. Hit A. It's a phone game that your character plays on his phone.
What does that increase?
Like, literally, it increases your contact with the ball without actually letting you control him contacting with the ball.
Right. You just get to see this dude being like beep 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 boop boop.
You have to play the phone game.
What? Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
And then it'll be like, here is some T-ball practice. And I'm like, I know that word. I know T-ball. So I know that's the standy thing that you put the ball on top and then you hit the ball from the standy thing.
Yep.
Cool. Hit that. Guess what happens? It plays a short cutscene and then it just gives you the stat increase.
Okay.
And then your character has loadouts.
Oh no.
Loadouts based on the position that you play. So, for example, I have chosen the apparently very difficult of being a switch player.
Sure.
So I both bat and field and pitch. I can do anything, mostly because I want to figure out what I like and what I enjoy. I'm best at the pitching so far because I just move a cursor, hit a button twice, and he throws the ball where it's supposed to go. That's
Great.
fine. Still can't swing for anything at this point in time. So, I'm trying to work on all of these different stats all at the same time. And at the same time, your loadout and your additional boosts give you increased stats. So it's like, oh, I want to be a spark plug, which means it increases my contact versus a right-hander, my contact versus a left-hander, and decreases my power versus both.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And then you can give yourself like 2 little additional like boosts. So I increased contact again, and I increased speed, so I can run the bases faster or something.
Mm-hmm.
However, these things have missions, so it's like, oh, make 24 plate appearances, and we'll give you 5 little rep points, which goes onto this experience bar. Which, when you get to the end of the experience bar, you get to open. I almost swore. You get to open a surprise mechanics pack,
Right.
which lets you, I'm assuming, get the next, like the silver tier of the same kind of loadout, essentially.
Crack open that
therefore,
pin
give
pack.
you better groups.
Oh boy.
And yes, you have clothes and items that you can equip. You want contact +3? Here is a baseball bat for you. You want, to increase your power? Here's a ritual item that you can equip. Remember Tiger Woods PGA 17 when you wore the specific glasses that would give you better putting? It's that again, except it's surprise mechanics all the way down.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the servers were so broken that it wasn't giving me progress in any of those missions.
Oh God.
I'm 6 months into my AA career here as a pitcher, hitter, center fielder, whatever. And I went up with my pitcher loadout, because you have loadouts and you can choose which ones you want, and you choose them based on the position you will play that game. And part of the pitcher's missions is to strike somebody out. Now, in one game, I got 11 strikeouts and got 0 progress for it.
Great. That feels good.
So then, yeah, it feels great, especially when you're 6 months down, and I'm assuming limited time career to get your make it to the show achievement.
Once you hit 32, like the game just kicks you right out.
It did do that on FIFA careers previously. It was like,
Yeah.
oh, you're 40? Bye-bye.
Yeah, sorry, man.
And you get stat regression as you get older as well, so that's great too.
Oh,
you gotta
boy.
make
Okay.
you gotta make those gains during your peak years, so that
Right.
when you hit your down years, the regression is less painful because you've made such big gains during your prime time.
Right.
And then I looked into it, and it's like, oh yeah, just go into Diamond Dynasty mode. I'll get into that in a second.
Okay. That's a good name for that, though.
Play an at bat, and it should
Okay.
hopefully reset the not gaining progress thing.
Okay. Seems
So I
easy
did.
enough.
I did, and it did. So now I'm actually making progress in my career. 6 months too bloody late, mind you, but sure.
Right.
Just in time for the most improved player trophy.
That's right. That's right.
Well, the AA All-Star game just happened, and I didn't get no recognition at all. So yes.
Oh man, isn't that how it always goes?
So Diamond Dynasty mode. It's Ultimate Team, folks.
Oh no, no.
When I said surprise mechanics all the way down, this is what I was talking about.
Man.
Because it's 1,000% Ultimate Team.
Okay.
Even better, the servers are shut to hell right now, so you can play a 3-inning game to make this big progress on one of the missions that you're doing, and then it fails to recognize the servers, and you can't make progress. Oh, and by the way, I've loaded up the game 3 times this week. It can't connect to the servers, so therefore meaning nothing is saved.
Man, like, this is this horrible 1-2 punch of Outriders and now this, where it's like, you don't need to rely that heavily on a server infrastructure for a game that you don't have to play multiplayer. Like, it's the same thing with Outriders. Like, this is not an MMO. This is not a battle royale game. Like, you don't have to worry about this stuff. Like, the servers being unavailable, which I'm glad they're being. I'm glad that the Game Pass version of MLB 21 is so successful that they are running into these problems. But like, you can't rely on this infrastructure so much.
Yeah. And I want to see the sales numbers for this. I want to see exactly how badly the Xbox version has outsold the PlayStation version.
Yeah.
I want to see if it's a case of, hey, by the way, having it on Game Pass for free was probably a good idea, because There was 8 million people who bought it on Xbox and like 2 million people who actually paid the $60 for it or whatever.
Yeah, because the metrics from Game Pass games are over the past, what was the last 2 years or so, has been, you would expect that people just essentially rent these games and then it would never convert over to a sale because they've already played it. But what we're seeing is that a number of people are trying out these games and saying, all right, yeah, I like that. I guess I'll just buy a copy. And you get, whatever, 20% off, something like that when you're Game Pass.
Well, the Descenders devs came out, didn't they, and said, like, look,
Yeah.
since we went on Game Pass, like, our sales on Steam have doubled,
Yep.
like, at least. And our sales on the Xbox have gone up, like, something like 75%.
Mhm.
So, don't tell us the Game Pass doesn't work, because
Yeah.
it does.
It's not just like, here, someone gets the game for free. It's like, no, there's an incredible sales opportunity here.
And not even to mention whatever kickback they get from Microsoft for putting it on Game Pass.
Yeah,
for first
exactly.
games.
Yeah, there has to be some sort of benefit to the devs beyond that sales, the sales benefit there. There has to be some sort of benefit for just being on Game Pass.
I'm curious if it's per download and then time played. So if it gets
Right.
downloaded period, we'll give you $2. If it gets played for an hour, we'll give you 10. If it gets played for 10, we'll give you $20 or whatever.
Right. Is there like an upfront, like, here's a small lump sum because you're on Game Pass? Like, I'm surprised those details haven't come out. It must be a really good deal because none of the devs have disclosed it. Not even like wink wink. I've heard.
I'm sure they're 100% NDA'd under it too, because I'm pretty sure Microsoft doesn't want Sony to know how much money they're putting on the line for this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because they're just watching Sony flounder with PlayStation Now or whatever.
I was gonna say, well, with Sony's super successful, competing platform in PS Now, which someone from the community gave me like a 3-month code for PS Now, and I give them a lot of credit because I tried PS Now, works great, but for games that happened 4 years ago on the PS4, so like,
I'm saying, I don't even think PlayStation is watching PlayStation Now quietly drown in the background.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's soon to be on the same place as the Vita and everything else.
Yeah.
But yeah, MLB The Show, Diamond Dynasty or wherever it's called, it's basically Ultimate Team. It gives you a bunch of missions. I will give them credit, although they kind of stole this, I'm pretty sure, from, I think one of the Madden games did this, where they have moments where it's like, this is a moment that happened last week. Recreate it and get some currency to spend. Be that.
Oh, like last week in real life baseball?
So
that's cool.
Like 2 weeks ago, I think someone pitched a perfect game for the first time in like a franchise's history.
Yeah.
And then in the game, there is now a pitch a perfect game with this team against this team, just like the other week. And by
that's
the way,
cool.
It's like the 7th inning, so you've only got to do 3 innings worth of pitching to do the perfect game.
That's cool. I like that.
It's really interesting, like the way they put it together. They've also got classic moments, like this person did this in 1970, this in 2021, this guy was the MVP for home runs, hit a home run. Spoiler alert, I can't.
I can't hit the ball.
That's my problem right now. But it looks beautiful. It plays pretty solid. Like, I've got 0 issues with controls. I've got 0 issues with like the presentation is relatively okay. Worth mentioning. Through the career mode, the road to the show, there is a bunch of, and I say this as a white dude podcaster, there is a bunch of white dude podcaster videos that talk about your career as you're progressing, and if you're doing well or if you're doing bad, and it's just a bunch of talking heads on screen, which was very clearly recorded via Zoom calls. Hey, pandemic.
Right.
Which it's interesting, and if you listen to it, it does give you some insight into what, the general gist of the whole thing is. However, I went looking for subtitle options.
Oh no.
There is none.
The what?
There is a closed caption option, which only occurs during the actual gameplay presentation of we're highlighting some AA baseball on tonight's
It's a
show.
beautiful day in Cleveland, 72 and sunny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
except it comes up exactly like closed captioning, like it was typed out live, because it's always about 2 seconds behind what the dudes are saying, and it's got that CC with the big black border across
That's
the
actually
bottom.
pretty good.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Nothing else has subtitles. Tutorials don't have subtitles. The
Oh,
Talking Heads videos doesn't have subtitles. Nothing else has subtitles.
that's a
like-
bummer, man.
Unless I'm missing it, but it's 2021. There should be subtitle options.
You got to have subtitles, man.
Also, it does have a adaptive difficulty. Just
Oh,
so you
good.
know. So I started on the easiest difficulty on adaptive difficulty,
Right.
and my hitting woes aside, I am getting better at that. But apparently, because I'm getting better at hitting, I now have to go up to all-star difficulty when I'm a bat. It's like I'm not
You've hit
that
the ball
good.
twice. It's like, oh hey, we have to
Right.
turn this up. You're getting too good.
Yeah. Right.
1,000%. And I keep forgetting that it's a simulation video game. I should not be expecting to hit a home run every time I'm at bat. I
Oh,
have
sure.
to expect to be out. I have to expect to hit the ground outs, to get the fly balls, to get everything else. I have to be more understanding about that. But I did go on a 10 game hit streak, which meant
Oh,
I got
nice.
at least one base over 10 games. Like every game, I got at least one base. That's how I knew I was improving.
Nice.
Thank you, Diamond Dynasty Bat, which I can equip on my player for
Diamond
Road
Dynasty
to
page.
show mode. The whoever worked on the UX on this, you need help. Like the user interface.
Please ask an adult for help.
I will explain why, as someone who doesn't know baseball, this is important.
Hmm.
Diamond Dynasty. You're playing a baseball game. You're playing an ultimate team. I don't know who these players are. I don't know. Like, I go into my Diamond Dynasty team. I open a pack. I get a bunch of dudes.
Yep.
I go back to my squad and I hit start and I go, get computer to pick the best squad for me because I don't know positions.
100%.
What's the difference between a shortstop and a center fielder? I don't know.
I will never know that.
I
Shortstop's
know.
in between bases, and yeah, center fielder plays in the outfield in the center.
Okay.
Mhm.
I learned something.
I did not know that until I started playing this game.
Right.
And the cards that you get are obviously position based on where the real life players play in that position.
Mm. I mean, at least there's a lot of content. There is. There's a lot of stuff in there.
Dude, they've got like this conquest mode, which is like a Chinese checkers board with like, you know, like the one that you do the little hops over kind of thing.
Hmm.
And it's like that, except you start in the middle and you have to like, you have like millions of fans and you have to use your fans to overtake these boards to get to enemy strongholds to take over their fans. And then you're slowly but surely taking over this like chessboard of MLB teams.
What is happening?
Dude, I don't know. There is so many modes in this. There's obviously the online stuff and things like that. However, you also unlock kits, which is hilarious. So
you unlock livery too? Like
you unlock kits, you unlock stadiums, you unlock bats, you unlock gloves, you unlock headgear, you unlock like the catcher's gears, anything you can imagine that might be a boondoggle that somebody might have, you can probably unlock.
Mm-hmm.
You can pick your own custom colors and stuff like that.
Unlocking
I'm playing
shoelaces.
I was gonna say, do you get your own little Rainbow Six charm at the end of your bat?
Dude, I'm not kidding when I say literally there is a ritual item that you can get.
Oh my god.
So far, the only one I've got is a weight, which my guy plays with before he goes out to base. Or before he goes out to hit. It's just this thing he plays with. But I'm sure there's probably like a dirty sock or something that they rub on their faces.
The spinning totem.
Yeah, that's right.
Like,
how close can we get this to the Major League movies?
Yes. Not like I've seen them. Right. Might want to throw that on Critical Mass.
As an Indians fan, you should probably watch it.
But so there's that whole thing. So I'm going through and I'm trying to customize my Diamond Dynasty team. So I just call them the Red Wings because it's the baseball team that's nearby. It's like, whatever, that's fine. You can customize logos.
Oh, okay.
Oh boy, there's some interesting logos in there.
It usually goes downhill pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I may or may not have seen a logo that involves the American flag in black and white with a blue coloration on it. To give you an idea of the type of logos we're talking about here.
I thought you were immediately, the first team you saw was going to be like, I'm the Weed Smokers 420. Here we go. And it's like, no, there it is.
They're in there too.
I would look forward to playing against the Weed Smokers 420.
Yeah, that would be
that's out there.
That would be the best situation. Yeah.
They are 100% in there.
Okay.
Fun fact, some people who are Liverpool fans definitely play this game because there's the live bird from Liverpool teams is there. Along with "You'll Never Walk Alone" logo is in there. These people have custom designed my logos for me, which I love.
There you go.
And so, for those of you who don't know, my local team, the Rochester Red Wings, any home game that they play on a Thursday, they become the Rochester Plates, named after the garbage plate. I have a T-shirt for them. It's hanging up in my closet next to me.
That's fun.
I did not know that apparently in 2020, a New York Post journalist came to Rochester and wrote a scathing article about the city and called it grim and depressing.
Oh, no.
So the Red Wings decided to make a grim and depressing set of merchandise where they took the Red Wings logo, which is a bird, turned it into a Grim Reaper skeleton bird that carries a scythe.
Great.
It's so cool. Like the Grim merch is really sick, and somebody put that in the game.
That's
incredible. I only
incredible.
know that because I searched for the word Rochester to try and get the Red Wings logo or the Plates logo specifically, and then the Grim one came up, and then I googled it and was like, "Well, that's just amazing." They actually sell those hats in the stadium down the road.
Oh man,
it's like it's so good, and yet still so bad. Because then I unlocked a bunch of like jerseys and stuff like that with my surprise mechanics. And I went to customize the jersey.
Okay.
So for my home gear, I'm just wearing my two favorite colors with a bunch of my logos put on there because it's hilarious seeing Liverpool baseball or whatever written across this jersey. You'll Never Walk Alone written on the side of the hat, so on and so forth. But I wanted to have my away kit be a traditional baseball kit. I've got like 6 jerseys. I know I have because there's collections that you can complete, and then when you complete the collections, you get more rewards. By the way, the premium currency is called stubs, and it's ticket stubs.
Oh,
hilariously enough.
That's great.
So I went in to change my jerseys. Like, cool, customize home jerseys, these colors, whatever. Away jerseys, okay, I want to pick an MLB one or an actual real life one. The jerseys are split by team and by league. So when you go in, it takes you to the MLB and whatever begins with an A. I'm assuming that's the A's. And it's like 6 kit options included in there. And then you can shift to the next team. And it's like 6 kit options in there with the triggers. And then you hit the bumpers and it switches to AAA teams. And then you hit the bumpers again and it switches to AA teams. But it's only the specific kits for those specific teams. It's not a big list of kits that you have or unlocked or not unlocked or anything like that. It's literally split by teams. I don't know who the Hooba Jabbas are. I don't know if they're a AA team. I don't know if they're a AAA team. I don't know what the first name of their actual team is called, so therefore I can't find the kit I have very clearly unlocked to equip it on my team.
Right.
Learn from Madden. Here are the ones I have available. Pick one, equip it. Problem solved. But no, you got to know exactly what team, exactly what league, and exactly how to spell their names.
Right.
It's a little bit stupid.
I wish there was like a pared down like diet mode where it's like I don't know much about baseball. Can I just get started? And it's like, all right, I'm going to cut out 85% of this game. Don't worry about the Diamond Dynasty. Don't worry about all the... We're going to play a couple mini games. We're going to learn how to play this game. Then we're going to play 5 baseball games. And we'll work up from there.
You remember the article that came out recently, which is like, hey, EA kind of funnels you into playing Ultimate Team so that you can spend real money and they can make more money?
Mm-hmm.
Part of the Road to the Show mode, when you're looking at those loadouts, it has the challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Underneath the Road to the Show challenges is the Diamond Dynasty challenges for the same loadout. You can get progress for your career character by playing Diamond Dynasty mode.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So it's literally right there.
Right.
Play this other mode where we want you to spend money to get more gains for your character in this mode.
Right.
It's like, guys, come on. Like, playing the game is actually pretty fun. I'm getting better at hitting. I'm not great, but I'm getting better at hitting. I'm a pretty solid pitcher. I think my batting average is now like 257, something like that. So I'm definitely improving.
Right.
It looks beautiful. It sounds fantastic. With the limited skill and ability, I've somehow managed to do pretty well so far.
Yeah.
But then it's all of this other stuff. And to top it all off, having the server issues on top of that, where it's just like, oh, you played Diamond Dynasty mode for an hour and then the servers went offline, so bye-bye progress.
Yeah. That sucks.
I don't know. I will keep playing it because I'm genuinely actually having a lot of fun playing the game. It's all the extraneous BS that I can do without.
Yeah.
I don't know. You should play it, Boston. We should play together.
Yeah, I want to fire it up at the very least to... Jimbo in chat says, how cool is your first home run going to be, though, after all that work?
Well, the first home run was technically in the home run derby mode, so...
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
You know what? Moon won't even know that he hit a home run. He's just going to realize that his guy's running around. He's like, why can't I stop him? He just ran past first base.
No. I know this thanks to the home run derby mode, but because I... Spoiler alert, when I went into the home run derby mode, I played with an actual MLB character who had really good home run or hitting stats. I can hit the ball a lot better there. I don't know why.
It's also, the end game Alpha Protocol character.
Also, they underhand the pitches to you, so it's just a whole bunch of little...
Here you go, bud.
Yes. So when you hit one because literally he stands at the mound and watches it go.
Okay, that's cool. The fireworks go off.
Yes. I immediately changes the camera angle and starts showing you different perspectives. And I also now have unlocked a bunch of taunts that my guy can do.
Oh no!
When he hits a home run, so how he throws his bat away or how he runs the bases, you can customize that stuff too.
Unlocking all my emotes. Here we go.
Yes, I just need to
a worm all the way from third to home.
You know what? In FIFA, you could do that stuff.
Yeah.
FIFA had some stupid stuff for that kind of thing. So
yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's a rule in baseball against showboating to an extent.
It probably, yeah.
So there is the same in football, but I still see everybody running across the touchdown line and then doing jive funky dances. So
football's stupid though because they don't want you to do anything, and it's like, dude, the guy just ran 50 yards through all of this defense. Let him dance. Who cares?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not professional enough. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, man. This is professional football.
Yeah.
Gosh darn it.
Yeah. Sure.
Jimbo in chat is right. Gotta unlock the Carlton for home runs. Yeah. Now we're talking.
It wouldn't actually surprise me because there is so many. The problem I've got right now is the menus. They're not slow by any stretch of the imagination, but they're not quick. It's not like hit a button and wait 3 seconds. It's hit a button and wait a second and a half. But there's 76 pages of each unlockable type of thing. It's like, you want a hat? We've got thousands for you.
I've heard that MLB is not real great with its management of, I guess,
inventory.
Screens inventory or select this tab to see 20 more tabs, to unlock 70 more tabs.
That's exactly what it is. And it's so you go into hats, and then you go, there's 96 pages of hats, and there's 15 on a page. But it's 15 on a half a page, and on the right-hand side, you've got the preview of what it looks like and the stats that it does, instead of just being able to hit A on one that tickles your fancy. and then back out of hats, and then go into wrist guards, back out of hats, and then go into gloves, then back out of hats, and then go into ritual items.
Let's look
then
at my
back out of hats and
watches.
go into shin guards.
Right. Yeah.
I want to make the stupidest person I possibly can. Like, not stupid like the way he looks, because he looks a little bit like me, because that's what I do. I want to make him look stupid as in, I want like the beer hat with the beers on the side. I want that failed starter t-shirt that dude who just started playing for the Cubs wears. I want like, shoes that have a neon green like light up thing when you run with them. Like, I want all of this dumb stuff.
You just put Heelys on them.
Yeah, exactly. I'm wheeling out to home base.
But mostly, I just want this stuff because it will increase my stats and it'll let me fly through the road to the show mode a little bit better. And
you're gonna go full on gremlin mode.
Yeah, and then it will stop that stupid talking head dude with his stupid glasses and his stupid beard from telling me how much of a slump I'm in.
I have a name.
No, it's not you.
Oh, did it have you pick a? Did it have you pick a name that they can say?
No.
Like, are you the magician or something?
Man, El Pollo Diablo doesn't ride again.
Hold on. When you first jump in, it gives you very little options. Then you can go in and customize them afterwards. So I was just player 1 or whatever. Clearly, Smith is in the game because, spoiler alert, Smith is in all of these games.
Yeah.
Moon isn't.
Okay.
So I am officially Big Daddy Smith. Thank you very much.
Stepping up to the plate, player 1.
Now it's Big Daddy Smith.
Big Daddy Smith.
Sounds like you're coming into Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
The new challenger.
That's right.
But it's actually fun to play. Stick it on the easiest difficulty, let the adaptive difficulty figure everything else out, and then try and get that timing down. Pro tip, change your batting camera to strike zone, because it's from, instead of being behind, all the way behind the base, and you see the batter in a tiny little square box, it just basically makes the entire screen that box. So
nice.
It's a lot easier to see when a ball is coming and when an actual strike is coming. The problem I had was I started getting my timing used to the other
the other view,
right? And then I changed it, and then now I have to relearn all of my timing again.
Right.
And Jimbo says in chat, can you pick workout music? Yes, and they have licensed music that you can choose when you hit a home run. Can't remember what mine is. It's some stupid rock song at the moment.
Anyways, here's Wonderwall.
Miley Cyrus.
No, they don't have that much money, dude.
Yeah, right.
But yes, MLB The Show is fine so far. I look forward to other people playing it and seeing what they say. They see Boston.
Yeah, I will do my best to try it this week. I'm getting absorbed in one of my 2 games.
Make sure you download the Series X version because they have 2 versions on the store.
Okay, I will double check. I downloaded some 75 gig version.
That's right, folks. Sony refused smart delivery on the Xbox.
Boy, the shock.
Their problems over here.
Yeah. Good times.
Whatever. But yes. That's all I've been playing this week. Nim, tell me about your 6 games.
I've only got 1. So, the one game I'm going to talk about this week is Genshin Impact, the game that I've steadily been playing for the last 7 months, but don't talk about a whole lot because there's not a whole lot to talk about. But this week there is.
We don't need to talk about Elite Dangerous that much. We don't need to talk about Destiny 2 that much.
Yeah, even though I never bring up Elite Dangerous, I am still playing that. So.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing for bringing it up this week is that they did have their 1.5 update, which did bring in a whole bunch of new bosses, or a couple new bosses, new weapons characters, stuff like that. But the biggest thing that it brought in was the pocket dimension that we get to go into now. That's called the Serenity Pot. Yeah.
Also, I did try this, the PS5 version. That does load even faster than before now.
Does it really?
It's like 3 seconds from when you open the door on the menu until you're in the game. Like, it is stupid fast.
Yeah, it's still like a 3-4 minute wait on my regular PS4 Pro. So.
It's crazy.
So with this, all this is just hey, you can unlock buildings, furnishings, plants, rocks, whatever, and just
Oh,
build this
no.
area however you want it to be.
Oh, no.
And that's all I've done this week with
I
my
was
son.
going to say.
So starting out, you have just a building. It's basically just your mansion in this area. You can pick 3 different, I guess, like backgrounds that you want. There's an island one. There is a floating island one, which is the one that I picked, and then I think it's just like a plains area.
Okay.
So I picked the floating island ones, and my son picked the tropical island one.
Mm-hmm.
And they both give you like this massive amount of space for you to start out on. And there's 2 more areas within this pocket dimension that you can unlock that you can see right now. You just can't get to because you haven't unlocked the proper level to be at to get to those areas.
Sure. Right.
Which we're assuming allows you to build even more stuff there.
Right.
So starting out, you have your mansion, and then you've got this NPC that you can talk to whose name is Tubby, who lives in a teapot also.
Okay.
And you talk to them, and you can build your items and stuff like that from them. So you get your furniture going, and you can build inside stuff or outside stuff. Go into your mansion, it's just an empty space. I realized because of my son that I have 2 rooms in my house that I wasn't aware of because my doors look like the windows that it prefabbed. So I just assumed that they were windows and didn't realize that I could just walk into the doors and they'll open, and I've got 2 extra empty rooms. But either way,
Interesting.
the spaces are pretty big. I've got basically like a dining room set in one room right now. I've got a gray cat that's walking around in the house. And once a week on Friday, Saturday, Sundays, there's a traveling merchant that comes in that you can buy stuff from. So
I was expecting you to say that the cat gave you stuff once a week. Like, here's a dead bird.
All right. You're welcome.
So my son came over to my world, bought some stuff from my merchant. I went over into his, bought some stuff from his merchant. And this is turning into like this side Animal Crossing thing now. Right. We're just going back and forth and building stuff and creating villages. And so now I have like all these nice buildings. You can build your own foundry, which means that you can craft items in there, so you don't have to go to either of the 2 actual towns. You can just do it in the teapot now. So that's kind of cool, but that's so far the only functional thing that we've found that you can do. The rest of it's just like, just make this look however you want. And that's all I've been doing. I got this nice row of bamboo trees that gently lead you into my mansion. I've got all these bushes and rocks all set up all nicely. I now have an outdoor cat and dog who just walk around in the tall grass checking things out. I've got these rocks set up. I'm waiting to get some water so I can build a hot spring. I mean, it's coming along.
It sounds like a real palace.
Not really, but
I mean, a palace in a teapot, man.
I'm talking it up a lot more than it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Palace equals mud hut in the woods.
Yeah.
It's better than that, but
it's not Valhalla.
Yeah,
or Valheim,
exactly.
Sorry.
It looks nice, and I'm really enjoying it, and it does really remind me of a lot of things that you can do with Animal Crossing. So far there is no terraforming, but it looks like that may become an option that you can do eventually. I don't know if we have to unlock ranking to be able to do that.
Oh, sure.
If it's something that'll come eventually down the road with other updates, but right now it's just been a fun, calming, hey, let's go grind out a bunch of materials, build some stuff, and now I have a bunch of chairs to put in my pretend house. And
that's all you need, man.
And that's all I've been doing this week with my son. So my daughter is ecstatic about the 2 cats that I have running around doing whatever they do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Their cat business.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. I've just been building a village and playing Genshin all this week.
Can't go wrong.
That's all I've been playing.
All right. Okay, Spiritfarer. So last week I was probably, let's say, about 75% of the way through the game. I got to the ending, and like we had talked about last week, I had saved Atul and Gustav for last because those are the people that, through their wonderful music, they boost everybody else's spirits.
Yeah.
That was a problem. I soft locked my game.
What?
So a long time ago, I'm going to get into minor spoilers for Spiritfarer here. For as part of a Tools quest line, at some point he says, "Oh, you've been making me so much food. I love throwing a party. Let's throw a party. Go talk to 3 people on the ship, and let's go have a party." There's a bit of a problem. It was him and Buck.
Oh, so you didn't have 3 people anymore?
Right. I didn't even have 3 people when I started the quest, because the thing I remembered is how he leaves without spoiling it. I was like, oh right, there's this thing. I had forgotten the throwing the party part. And
So-
yeah.
If you invite people to the party before they leave, you can still make it through this. You can save the party till
Yes.
after, but you can invite people to it before they leave the boat, and even if they leave the boat, they're still technically attendees of the party.
Well, and at some point they had fixed that issue. So if you only have like one person, because a lot of people will save a tool to the end because he's great. He's your fun uncle dude, like whatever. At some point they had fixed the issue and they had put out this big patch, and one of the fixes was you only need to invite either 3 people or however many people are left on the boat. So if it's just you and Buck, it's a 3-person party. I wrote on Twitter that I had soft locked my game because his quest wouldn't progress. Even if I went to Hummingberg, the place the party eventually is, it wouldn't progress. That's fine. I wrote on Twitter, I was like, oh man, like I'm a little bummed I got soft locked on my game, but now I know how to resolve the issue. Thunder Lotus Games reached out to me via DM and said, hey, we're sorry to hear you got soft locked. What happened? I explained to them that thing. I wrote back to them and explained my situation. They wrote back and said, oh yeah, because of this new update, there are a couple of bugs we just introduced. We patched it on PC. The patch should be coming to console, as soon as it gets approved. I was like, okay, that's fine. That's understandable. No big deal. I'll just play the game again. The last 2 trophies I need are bring everybody to the Everdor and the final quest. So I was like, okay, cool. That should be fine. So I start a brand new game, and I get all the way to the end, and my game is bugged again. So I can feel what the problem is. Also, for the love of God, guys in chat, shut up. I know you're the same person using 2 accounts. Shut up, or I'm banning you. I know what the problem is, and it's essentially I brought everybody in the right order to the Everdor, and I don't have the final quest. Because it's supposed to be like, for every batch of characters, you get like a special scene where you kind of talk to a large owl.
Yep.
After the 3rd set, you're supposed to get the final quest, which is like, yeah, just go do this whenever. No big deal. I don't have that. And I can almost predict the problem is there's more than just Buck on my ship now. So, of course I have Buck because he's the best. I have... Okay, hold on. I gotta ban some people in chat here. I have a bunch of people. I have the new character on my ship, which is Lily, who
The
is
butterfly lady.
the butterfly lady that you've sort of seen in like the preview images for this new patch. First off, absolutely beautiful how that character gets introduced on the ship. Really recommend, like, if you've started this game before, maybe play for a little bit to kind of turn in a couple spirits. It kind of the ship changes in an interesting way for every spirit that you bring to the Everdoor. So she comes onto your ship. She isn't technically a spirit in a way that I really don't want to spoil. It's a really, really cool thing, and you can go to all of the shrines you visited before and get, let's say, a way more... One of the things I like about Spiritfarer is the way that the game gives you enough history behind Stella, your character, and how she knows all of these spirits throughout her life. Try not to spoil as much as I can about this game. It's still on Game Pass. Go play it.
Yes.
Going to each one of these shrines with Lily gives you a way more explicit, here is how all of these people know each other. Here is how everybody met each other. And here is why all of the zones in the world are thematically different. And I think it's kind of a good and bad thing, because I liked the original game sort of oh, okay, I think I'm kind of picking up this thin thread between these 2 or 3 characters. But it's kind of nice to get to see new art. You get to see a lot more writing. And Lily also lets you pilot the boat at night. So 24 hours a day, you can keep on cooking around the map, which is pretty cool. Where I think I'm running into a bug is I think the game still is seeing her as a spirit that needs to go to the Everdoor, but I can't do any of that with her because that's not what her character does. So I'm now at the end of the game where it's just me and Buck on the ship and Lily, and I have one more trophy left to go. That trophy will give me the platinum, and then I can wait another year before I go play on another platform. Because I told the Thunder Lotus guys, I was like, hey man, I love your game. I will start it for a 6th time. That's okay, no big deal. But I'm running too. I'll wait for the patch on that one. But yeah, God, Spiritfarer is still great. It's still really great. Just me and Buck on this cool giant ship. This playthrough was really interesting because I was just doing a speed run where it's I want you to get on the ship. I want you to get in your house. I want you to get the Everdoor. I will not be talking to you. I will not be feeding you. There will definitely not be hugs. I don't have time for that. Get in, get out. Let's go. So it was a much different playthrough than I usually have, which is normally everybody needs to be the happiest, except for Bruce and Mickey. Whatever, you guys suck. Whatever. Let's make everyone the happiest. But
Dude,
that was
the stupid giant poodle thing is the worst character in that game.
Elena, the snooty dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she at least knows that she's mean. Bruce and Mickey, they're supposed to be bad guys, so I get it, but all of these characters are well written in a way that you don't like Elena because she reminds you of some terrible teacher you have. You don't like Bruce and Mickey because they're bad guys. And you know that Stella through her job is helping them because she's a good person, but they aren't. I don't know. Spiritfarer is really great. I'm looking forward to the patch coming out and then kind of wrapping that one up again for, I guess, another year. So, yeah.
Have they said how much more they're thinking of adding to it?
Just 3 more DLC packs?
3 spirits?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the next one has 1 or 2 spirits in it and some quality of life stuff, and then the last one has 1 pair of spirits and some new story content. So there's still quite a bit, and this Lily update was free. Which is pretty nice. So yeah, Spiritfarer, go play it. It's great. It's on Game Pass. My last game this week, however, Returnal, which is still a game I sort of hate saying the name of.
So come on, tell me all about the reason why I'm pissed. Language that I don't have a PlayStation 5.
Because it's really good. Ugh. So I understand why it's not on anything else other than the PS5, because it takes advantage of the triggers on the PS5 controller in a way that I will talk about here in a minute. But it's one of those games that, okay, first off, let's talk about it is a roguelike. If you are allergic to roguelikes, don't play it. Like, if you're one of those people that's like, oh, it's a roguelike, I'm never playing it, just don't play it. Shut up about it. I don't care. You don't need to tell everyone. If you do like roguelikes, or if you want to try one, especially one that is incredibly difficult, Returnal is good. It is also $70 American, which is way up there. Man, woof. It feels really good to play. The movement feels great. The dash especially feels super great. You are invincible throughout the entirety of the dash. So you're supposed to be dashing through or around bullets. You can dash through enemies. You can dash through like environmental traps like lasers and stuff like that. There's a great timing to the dash because it has just a super cool. There's like a super short cooldown on the dash, so it has this really cool rhythm to it. And the shooting feels really great. It has active reload on it, which a lot of people are playing this game not realizing there's stuff like active reload. Please, I beg of you, go into the tutorials menu. It's really good in this game. They do this great thing where like 85% of your screen is taken up with a full video of what this thing is, and there's literally like 3 sentences about what it does.
I love those type of tutorials.
It's
Like,
really great because it's like they call it overload or something, the active reload, and it's like hit it when it's in this bar on your reload bar, just pull the trigger again, it will get you shooting fast, it'll get you shooting earlier than you could before. It's like, great, that's all you need to know. So the whole conceit of this is you're this woman Celine who her ship has crashed on this planet. I really like how they handled this. Immediately, she finds an explorer in a spacesuit with a gun that looks a lot like hers, and then, whoops, she finds out it's her. And her first question is like, oh boy, I'm on time loop, aren't I? I was like, yes, thank you. All right, great. We don't have to spend like the next 300 hours being like, I wonder what's happening. Why, what's happening here with my memories and all of this? Thankfully, they don't mess around with any of that stuff. God, what else? Hold on. I'm gonna hide chat here because none of you can behave yourselves, and I just want to get this segment done so I can ban other people. It is what my kid would call fun spooky, not spooky. That's something that's scary. It has this really great atmosphere where the music and the visuals are working really well together. The speaker on the controller is really nicely utilized. It definitely is a headphones game, for sure. One of the more interesting things, it's cool seeing that this is still a Housemarque game. There is...
Yeah, I was gonna say, even just the way the bullets move and like the bright, vivid nature of the fire in it is super Housemarque.
Yeah, and there's this thing called adrenaline, which basically the more enemies you kill and do damage to without getting hit, the stronger you are. You can see enemies through walls, you can get more money drops and stuff like that. But the first time you get hit, that drops all the way down to 0. So it's this kind of cool, still arcade thing where you're greatly encouraged to not play safe, but you really have to play well to get these benefits from the game itself. The other thing that's really surprising is I've only run into like 4 or 5 guns. You can only hold one at a time. There's like a pistol, there's a carbine, there's a weird plasma rifle, there's a shotgun. Those are the 4 I've run into. How it works is every gun has an alt fire, and a lot of even if you pick up the carbine, it might have different alt fires on it.
Like from carbine to carbine kind of thing.
Yeah, like one of them might shoot out like an electric arc. One might just do this big sniper shot. One might do this big lobbing bomb. The one I like the most shoots out like this fan of green bombs that kind of bounce around the environment a little bit. They don't do a ton of damage, but they can kind of bounce around corners. The way that you use that is you pull the left trigger down, and eventually at some point at the halfway point, it will stop you. And that's your normal fire. So you just pull the right trigger and it just shoots out bullets. If you push past that resistance, that's your alt fire. So
Cool.
There's no additional button to it. It's just, I need my alt fire. It's like almost like an oh poop button where it's like, I'm pulling this thing all the way down and I'm unleashing some sort of big attack. So
does that take a separate type of ammo, or is it just use up more of what you currently use? Or
no, so that's what's really interesting too. There's unlimited ammo for all guns in this game. It's just the active reload is so like the pistol only has 8 bullets. If this is really interesting too. If you shoot like 6 of the bullets and you got 2 left, stop shooting for a while. It'll just start refilling your clip.
cool.
And if you get rid of all the bullets in your clip, it'll do the active reload thing. And that does it for all the guns. If you use your alt fire, that's just a recharge. So you use it, and then it's like, okay, for the next 15 seconds, this is just recharging back up. It makes this big, like, beep, 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 sort of noise from the game and your controller speaker when it's ready. So, and there's like an on-screen notice too. So you can kind of, it's this cool kind of back and forth kind of thing for both your normal bullets and your alt fire of, all right, I used up almost all this clip. Do I want to just finish it and do the active reload? Do I think I can nail that? Or should I just run away for like 2 seconds and let it automatically build my clip back up? It's this really, really neat thing. And then on top of that, they do this really interesting thing with with items you pick up. Health items serve 2 purposes. If you have missing health, which I think they call suit integrity, if you're missing health, picking up a health pickup refills a portion of that health, your integrity. If it's full, it starts filling up this 3 pip charge. When you pick up 3 health items, it extends your health bar. So it's this interesting risk-reward thing of like, all right, can I make it to a point where I can refill all my health and maybe find one of these like bed things you can sleep in to refill all your health? Or am I at the point where the screen is flashing red and I just need to pick up a couple of those things and just kind of get myself back in fighting speed? There aren't a lot of items in this game. Any of the items you pick up are kind of these artifacts that significantly change your run. Maybe not in a super overpowered way, but there are these parasites around the game that are items that have a benefit and a downside at the same time. Like one of the ones that I keep not picking up because it's really dangerous is your protection goes up by 25%, but you take damage from large falls. Like there's no fall damage in this game. Unless you like careen yourself off a cliff. One of them is you can your suit will automatically repair itself up until like where the bar turns from yellow to green. But any healing items you pick up are like 50% less effective. And there's a bunch of them you can do that. Nevertheless, these essentially curses, almost like the curses from they work exactly like the curses in Dead Cells, where it's like we'll give you this benefit, but there's also this downside that you can cleanse by like killing 15 enemies. Like the one I got today was there's some benefit, but the negative is until you craft an item, when you're standing still, you do 75% less damage. It's like, jeez, okay. Well, at least I'll do full damage while I'm moving around and dodging and stuff, but that's pretty intense. It's the hardest game to talk about because largely what keeps pulling me in run after run is it just feels so good to play. Like it feels my character's doing exactly what I need her to do when I need her to do it. The dash works perfectly, and you never get into that position where you're like in the air and you pull the stick back and you push the dash button and she like dashes off in the distance into the enemies. Like she's always going to dash in the way you expect her to go. I finished the first zone. I beat the first boss on I think my second try, which was 100% by the skin of my teeth. Interesting thing they do in this is when you beat the first boss and you get the key to open up the second zone, at that point you don't need to do that anymore. You can just go find the entrance to the second zone and just go. You don't need to fight the boss. You don't need to get the key. You can just say like, yeah, all right, I played a little bit of this. I can keep on moving here. I have not encountered the second boss yet because there's this one room in the second zone that is just kicking my teeth in. They do this interesting thing that we've seen a lot in roguelikes, essentially challenge rooms, where it's you go in and there'll be a couple of waves of enemies and like the last wave will be tough. And this one is very much like, here are two kind of mini boss enemies that are attacking you at the same time. That's immediately when they're like juggling me in the air and they just kill me immediately. And I just haven't talk about this a lot on We Roguelike It about the flowchart, where it's like you're building out your knowledge about items and how they work together and enemies and what their attacks are and how they work together. My flowchart isn't 100% done for these two enemy types, so running into them at the same time is a lot of my brain going like, no, oh, you lost. Okay. And Returnal is really, really good.
I hate you.
It looks really cool. It looks like a mix between Remnant from Ash, just the
Yes.
gameplay style, and like the one boss that it was showing has like these orbs that it's shooting at you from like near.
Yeah, it's like a bullet hell, like how Nier does, like a third person.
Yeah.
Fury does the same thing too, where it's
Yeah.
like you see these big rings coming out of the boss. There's these big like sheets of bullets that you can dodge through. You can dodge around. Like the boss is gonna kind of teleport towards you to do a melee attack, but it's pretty well telegraphed. Like it all is really well done. Might as well talk about the big elephant in the room. There's no save and quit option, which is really baffling because that didn't work when Enter the Gungeon came out, and it certainly doesn't work on Returnal, where runs can take multiple hours to go through, because each zone is really big, and the game does really encourage you to kind of get as many things as you can in the environment, kind of maximize the tools it gives you. The Housemarque's answer for right now is like, yeah, we've heard your feedback. Until then, you can use the PS5's rest mode, which is like,
Yep.
the PS5's rest mode is not good. That is not a solution. So I'm hoping that hoping they fix that sooner than later, because it is understandably a big blocker for a lot of people playing this game, where it's like, I don't have time to sit down for like 3 or 4 hours straight to do a run, but I have time to do 8 30-minute runs over the course of this week. And also their Diablo 3 style, like avenging your friends thing, doesn't seem to work right now. And that's kind of a bummer. I'm hoping to fix that soon, because that seems pretty cool.
Well, you don't want to revenge the Returnal, revenging Returnal.
That's right, Rutro Raggy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I am really, really happy with it. I was waiting for reviews to come out, and the people that didn't like it were the people that I expected not to like it, where it's like, I don't like roguelikes. I don't know what I was expecting. I don't like this game, and it's too hard. The people...
The thing is the people who always are like, pick up this kind of game, and who know they don't like roguelikes, they pick it up because it's a big budget game, or at least 100%. It looks like a big budget game.
It definitely has a huge budget. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to play roguelike, play Hades. That is very much going to reward you for every run, including a failed run, which is great. Returnal will
and it's also hard when you want it to be hard.
Yeah, totally. Returnal is incredibly difficult from the get-go, and your reward for dying is getting a super short cutscene that kicks you back to your ship and tells you to try again. That is like crack for me, 100%. Because the part that is still frustrating me every time, we've talked about this with Hades, and I'm gonna talk about it again, I'm sorry. Roguelikes, well-designed roguelikes do not rely on RNG for a winning run. They will boost bad runs to try and get you back to the middle, but games like Returnal rely on your skill and you building your own flowchart. It does not rely on, oh, well, I got the one good item in this game, so that one run is the only successful run I've had. That's not how well-designed roguelikes function. Lord knows, on We Roguelike It, we've played plenty of roguelikes where it's like, the only way I succeed in this game is by getting this one item and powering it up, and now I can function in this game.
Yep.
That's very much not Returnal. It is a third-person action shooter arcade game that has the roguelike kind of wrapping around the outside of it. So you do have to get better. It is unfortunate there are no difficulty options, at least that I have seen. There's one, you go on your computer in the ship and it's like, hey man, you should probably pull this thing out of the cargo bay because it's sort of messing up the ship. You can't interact with that, so I'm not sure what other options are over there. But that's the sort of stuff that I feel really rewarded by, where my skill and me getting better at sort of wringing every drop of benefit and boon the game gives me out into making a successful run. I like that stuff. And I like the difficulty. But if that's something that will frustrate you, or if you haven't played a lot of roguelikes, it's a $70 game. So like this is not like a $15, $20 or Game Pass thing where it's like, I'm going to give it a shot. Like this is expensive. And I think if you see anything in these reviews or anything that I've talked about here that sort of sets off a couple of red flags, just probably not check this out. Because I don't think it's going to be any less than $70 anytime soon.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, in a couple of months, maybe in the holidays, check your $20 bins. But
yeah. But yeah, I'm really enjoying Returnal, largely because it's very much a game built for me. And it's very much, the thing that I like is it feels very much like a Housemarque game. It feels like the kind of cool arcade, rewarding, skillful games they make, but with a gigantic budget and this kind of cool roguelike nature of it, which I like a lot. I have been squeezing every little bit of time I have had over the last couple of days since it came out. I'm squeezing even like 15-20 minutes like I did before the show. I was like, all right, I finished my lunch. I probably like play 15 minutes of it, and then I have to go up to work, so I play like 25 minutes, and I'm like, okay, now I really, after the next room, I really have to go up and I really have to work. So it's
Sounds
been
like
that
you
kind
have
of
a
game
problem.
so far. Yeah, it's great. It's really good. I like it. Returnal's really good. But that's all I played this week. So let's take a break. Okay. What do I do with this?
Ban everybody. I want to go take care of my dog real quick.
Okay. Where do I go? Where's my stream setup here in YouTube? YouTube Studio, maybe? Nope. Oh, man. I'd never have to do this stuff on YouTube anymore. Well, caller, turn down your radio, please. Okay.
I thought you were talking to me then. I was like, nope, talking to yourself.
Nope, that's me. Remove and I'll put both these dummies in timeout. There we go. Leave that alone for now. Okay. We don't even really have any news stories this week. Has my camera been? Yep.
Yep, 1,000% still flickering, dude.
Damn it! I gotta buy another webcam. Yeah, it's about as easy to do right now as buying a new video card.
Lies.
Grumble, grumble, grumble. All right, let's get chat back here on stream. Where is it? Oh, I bet it's that. Boop, there it is. Get these dumbasses off the stream. There we go. Oh, man. Really enjoy it when someone thinks I don't know that it's the same person using 2 accounts to argue with themselves in chat. It's pretty obvious.
No idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's weird. Good times. We're going to have like a 5-minute second half of this show. It's going to be really great.
This room, holy shit. I can feel the difference in temperature just opening and closing the door.
Oh, jeez. Well, like I was just telling Moon, we only got about 5 minutes for the second half of the show, so which we've already recorded 2 hours. Wow. Okay. All right. Are you guys ready to wrap this thing up?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
All right. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Let's talk releases for the week of May 3rd, 2021. Dragon Quest Builders 2 comes out on the Xbox One. That's releasing Game Pass day and date. I'm really excited to try this. I feel like everybody who has played this has really, really enjoyed what they played. And I was talking about this on Pup yesterday. I think my only concern about this is I have trouble with creative kind of crafting building games because I'm not creative at all. So when the game is like, look at this giant expanse, build your world, I'm just like, no, uninstall. Dude, I can't.
Just do what I do.
Yeah.
Build a square house with a pointy roof on it. Problem solved.
There you go. Yeah, I'll do it with some slimes.
I build like a 3-year-old draws.
Right.
This
is my house.
Yeah.
Yeah. It gets the job done. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious to see if I know this is more of a directed experience than something like Minecraft is or like Terraria or something like that. But I'm wondering if it's directed enough for me to sort of fake it until you make it creatively, or if it's going to be one of those
Did you
things where it's...
play the first one?
No, I never got around to it.
So the first one, you're given objectives to complete, like, hey, build, this bed in this room, build up, a certain amount of walls to make up like a house kind of thing.
Okay.
And then it'll tell you, it's like, hey, make an area so that you can put a forge in it, so that way you can make weapons for your character and that kind of thing. So, and you keep doing that through all the maps in the first one. From what I understand, the second one's not that much different. It's just the second one has co-op in it, where the first one
interesting.
didn't.
Okay.
So you are I would assume it has a creative mode.
Probably,
I haven't looked into it, but it is more direct. It doesn't just drop you in a world and it's like, oh, have at it. It's like, no, you have set objectives that you're trying to get, because you're also being attacked by these waves and stuff every once in a while too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds more like My Speed instead of like, go create adventurer, and it's like, no.
Like the first one was really fun to play. It was just missing co-op.
Right.
So
cool. I'll give that a shot too. Thank you, Game Pass. Wreckfest comes out on PS5. That is PS Plus day and date. I never checked this out when it came out last year. I think this was the eventual end goal of next car game?
Yeah, it's basically Demolition Derby.
Great.
Kind of.
Love it. Cyanosis RIP. Yeah, another one where it's free and I have hard drive space, so sure, I'll check it out. Why not? And last but not least, certainly the heavy hitter coming out this week, Resident Evil Village comes out PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X, and Stadia.
I don't have the money. I've literally bought all of these games day and date.
Right.
Like for the past 4 years. It's like, I love them. Absolutely adore them. Like,
if Returnal wasn't $70, I would send this to you as a gift.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Trust me. I will wait and play it at some point. But
yeah. It looks really
what
great.
The kids say, "Stump on me, tall lady," or whatever it is.
Yeah. Yep.
I can't tell you how many articles I'm seeing on Reddit talking about how you don't want a 9-foot tall vampire to step on your face.
Right.
Like this,
dude, you don't.
This
want
has really turned into a thing. Apparently,
don't kink shame me, Kotaku.
Someone who is even slightly heavy, fully putting their weight on you, wearing heels, will literally kill you with those heels.
Yeah, that will mess up your day. And this lady, if you sing her fingernails, that's no good. That's not good. Yeah, this game looks great. I especially like the current gen versions. A lot of the 4K footage they've put out is like, man, all right, you took the next step on this engine, and the Rengen. It looks, yeah. Let me give it a proper name. Yeah, that game.
By the way, that's not actually called the Resident Evil engine.
Oh, really? What is it called?
Yes, I'm looking up right now. I just remember
Unreal Engine 5.
The RE engine. Hold on.
Gamebryo.
Keep talking. I'm gonna look.
Okay, let's move on to our news stories here. Fall Guys, unfortunately, has been delayed on Xbox and Switch. Mediatonic came out. Sorry, what was the name?
So RE stands for the first two letters of the actual engine name.
Okay.
Reach for the Moon, which explains the hand reaching towards the moon logo. And that's why it's called the RE engine, because it's RE from Reach.
You know,
when they debuted it with a Resident Evil game.
Yeah, it's way better and way dumber than I could have expected. Because if you would call it like the remaster engine, it'd be like, all right, yeah, man, like cool, like you remaster first remaster, yeah, sure. A Reach for the Moon engine.
Yep,
I can't beat that.
Also, fun fact, my browser knows me so well that while looking up this wiki for Resident Evil, I'm getting an ad for the new Isaac DLC.
There you go. While you're at the store, scoop up one of these too. Oh man. Yeah, sweet. Yeah, it's this real like buffet of roguelikes at the moment too, where it's like, hey, you play Returnal, this cool like AAA, really super well crafted roguelike, or you could play Binding of Isaac Repentance that has 800 items and 34 characters and a bajillion new things in it. It's like, please.
Mhm.
I only have so much time. Thank God Destiny 2 season is wrapping up, so I don't have to play that for a couple weeks. Like otherwise, I don't know what I'd do. No more sleeping for me. But yes, Fall Guys is delayed on Xbox and Switch. Mediatonic said they just need a little bit more time to get this on both of those platforms. But the good benefit is the delay will allow them to add cross-play for when they land. So all the different platforms will be able to cross-play with each other as soon as those versions come out. So good on them. Take all the time you need, guys.
Yeah, cool.
I learned from Sony's State of Play this week that Among Us isn't on PS4 and PS5, which is a genuine shock, so you got time. You're still good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that Ratchet outfit in Among Us is pretty cool looking, though.
So, which Fall Guys? A lot like Tatechi's Castle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pull
That
for
Yeah.
pull from earlier.
Yeah. Speaking of $70 video games, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart looks real good. Wow.
Yeah.
That's probably my pre-order for the year is Ratchet and Clank. Haven't let me
Too
down.
bad I can't play it because nobody can figure out where PS5s are at right now.
Yeah. Is that coming out on PS4 too? No, that one's just PS5.
No, that's just PS5, yeah.
Yeah. But the power of the cloud. Yeah.
Dude, they don't believe in backwards compatibility. They want to
That's
focus
right.
on new games.
PS4, 5? That's right. Yeah. And the second news story here that I was like all ramped up and ready to talk about. There's a rumor that Microsoft this week or the week before announced that on the Microsoft Store, which we'll get to in a second, on Windows 10, they're going to decrease the cut that Microsoft takes from 30% to 12%. So developers will now get 88% through the store. There was a large outcry of who the hell cares, LOL Windows Store, which is not wrong. You're not incorrect. It's bad. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. The other rumor that's been going around on the Microsoft Store on Windows 10 is that Microsoft is thinking about letting any 32-bit application to be listed in the Microsoft Store. It's not just this special Windows 10 store version that they have to like compile and make a special version of. You can just kind of get normal applications, normal games out of the store, which would be a great boon for both people because there's nothing in there right now except for like scam applications, and developers don't have to do all this extra work. So that would make a lot more sense on that point where it's like, look, man, put your games, put your apps on here. Now, you get 88%. That's pretty attractive. Look at Steam. They're still taking 30%. Whatever. They're not moving anytime soon. The rumor for the last 2 days or so was that Microsoft was going to cut their take on the Xbox Store to 12% as well. Microsoft, for once, commented on a rumor today on a Sunday and said, LOL, no. So,
I think,
fair
honestly,
enough.
I think if it wasn't for Game Pass, you could argue against it.
Sure.
But Game Pass is like doing them gangbusters, both in sales, like mindshare,
Yep.
like downloads and sales for games. Like, I'm not kidding when I want to see just how big the downloads for MLB was on Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to know those numbers. We will never know those numbers. We will definitely never know those numbers if MLB downloads are better on Xbox than they are on PlayStation.
I don't know. The MLB's throwing around their weight on this game. So, like...
Oh, I know, because the Xbox version is published by MLB.
Yeah. And allegedly, the rumor is that they are the ones that were like, cool, yeah, Sony San Diego, you're still going to make this game. It's going to go on Xbox, and it's going to go on Game Pass on Xbox.
I remember hearing a while ago, like when it first got announced that it was coming, it was because I think their rights to the MLB license were coming up.
Yeah.
And MLB were like, hey, that's fine.
They're dangling it. Yeah.
We can do it again.
Yep.
But.
Here's the deal. Yeah. And I think, like we talked about earlier in this episode, the 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 sales that we're seeing from Game Pass games sort of transitioning over to full digital sales has been way higher than expected. So Microsoft can kind of have their cake and eat it too, where it's like, yeah, everybody's playing on Xbox because we're giving away a bunch of free games, and they're buying them at the same time. This is great. So yeah, why would you? It would be great for developers, but I think they're not at the point where they need. It's just like Valve. Valve doesn't need to take anything less than 30% right now because you put your game on Steam. Like it will get accepted out there, and it will, along with the other 50 games that come out today, it'll get listed on the store. So yeah, that one was interesting. Very curious to see what they're going to do with the Windows Store on the Microsoft Store on Windows 10. Let me use this proper name, please. The Windows Store was my father. It would be really interesting.
You want to talk about Sony watching something on PlayStation just die by itself? I mean...
yeah, right. Yeah. God, Sony. Just
the only time I ever think of the Windows Store is whenever a news article like this comes out once every 6 months. It's like, oh yeah, that is still a thing.
Yeah, it's like the icon I hide whenever I build a new machine. It's like, all right, I'm gonna hide it on the store. I'm gonna hide it on the start button. I will never need to go in there for anything, any piece of software I need where they're like only available on the Windows Store. It's just like, nope. What this app alternatives? Pop that into Google. I keep on moving. Yeah. All right. That's our episode this week. Thank you very much for listening. We did have a really great letter that was sent to us via email. I didn't get that over to my co-hosts earlier enough in time. So if you are the very nice woman that wrote us in, I have that letter, and there's like a whole bunch of questions that are really good in there to answer. Normally, I just ask the question on the show here, and we sort of go off the cuff, but I want to have a little bit more research on that. So I got your letter. We'll talk about it in a future week, I promise. It's a very, very nice letter. She wrote us a very nice letter. I really appreciate it.
Okay. Figured you were gonna have to gussy it up. She didn't think Moon and I had enough thick skin.
Yeah, that's right. These two guys. Yeah. No, we get enough of that from Twitch chat, am I right?
Moon's the West.
Yeah, that's the good stuff. No, we have Twitch chat for that. Come on. TVGP.tv. You can follow us everywhere on the right-hand side of the page. Patreon.com/E1M1, the ones are numbers. Told you about all the cool stuff. If you want me to play Resident Evil 7, and then eventually Resident Evil Village, get us to the $250 tier. $5 a month it will get you everything. Anything above that is super appreciated. If you're not a patron, totally understand. Times are tight, things are tough. I totally get it. Almost all that content except for the Outcast comes out, weeks and months after it hits Patreon. The Outcast is the only exclusive thing over there because it's super explicit. So you get to hear us swear, and you can kind of giggle over us saying dirty words. And I think that's it. We'll see you all next week.
You think that's it, but you're not sure.
I don't know anything anymore.
I want to say, and for anyone that heard kids screaming in my background, it's because the corner of my office goes outside, and my son is spraying my daughter with a hose right now.
That old chestnut.
I had that.
That's why there was a...
I thought that was just my kid.
Nope.
Yeah.
Really? I thought it was just in my head.
There you go. You've always been here, Moon. Right, Nymph, hit me with your titles.
I have Hitman as a Cloud, Friendly Dumpster Fire, I Want to Be a Spark Plug.
Is Friendly Dumpster Fire just this show?
I Can't Hit the Ball. You Need Help. Ritual Items. They're definitely... Go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt. Moon, I just wrote down Hitman as a Cloud. Do you want to know how I spelled Hitman? I spelled it Hitmas. Just like the Giant Bomb series. Yeah.
Somebody's watched too much Giant Bomb.
Yep.
There definitely won't be hugs. And my personal favorite, Revenge Your Returnal.
I gotta write that one down. Revenge Your Returnal. Okay. Moon, what do you have?
Starting with the one from Jimbo in chat with Not Spooky Spooky. Soak All Humans, which is HOOMANS, by the way. Humor for Dads. The Sports Guy. Sick on Hot Dogs. Surprise Mechanics All the Way Down. Probably a bit too long. Jive Funky Dancers. Rotro Ruggy. Reach for the Moon. And Not Spooky Spooky from chat.
I hope you get all of the bugs. That's probably a little too long. I have a body for podcasting. I'm gonna check that one because it made you guys laugh again.
Dude, I love it, but I don't think we can steal jokes from the Ducks trailer for the TV show that came out in 2021, 36 years after the original movies came out.
Probably not. Big Daddy Smith. A Palace in a Teapot. Hitman as a Cloud. Friendly Dumpster Fire. Revenge Your Returnal. Not Spooky Spooky. And Sick on Hot Dogs. I like Not Spooky Spooky too.
I think it's got to be either Not Spooky Spooky or Friendly Dumpster Fire. Speaking of,
I can just hear my kids yelling.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think that one is mine this time.
No, my daughter's spraying my son now.
Great. Hey man,
they're just like right
Revenge Your
here by my
Returnal,
window.
kid.
Yeah.
I like Not Spooky Spooky just a little bit more.
Friendly Dumpster Fire, Friendly Dumpster Fire.
Is that your vote?
It's all on you. It's my vote, yes.
Oh, it's on me. Yeah, Friendly Dumpster Fire.
All right, circling it. Skip. All right. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 706 for May 3rd, 2021. Friendly Dumpster Fire?
Warm, not Bernie.
It's the happiest place on earth.
All right, thank you so much, everyone. Well, all but 2 of you for watching, hanging out with us this week. Super appreciate it. Hope we'll see almost all of you next week. Bye.
Yeah.